What a region! From big reds to complex sparklers to fantastic fortified wines, Catalunya has it all. Join my friend Siniša and I on a journey through this autonomous part of Spain in search of great food and world-class wine. That all starts right now.
Yay!
The early bird catches the good wine, especially when you ride in style. This car is legit!
It's le shit! Le car le shit!
We're off to meet one of my friends. A few years ago on a Hungarian wine trip, I met Ricard, proprietor of Rimarts.
Ricard, Catal!
Catalunya is home to the sparkling wine called Cava. Its reputation has taken a beating in recent years, but small wineries like Rimarts produce high-quality stuff. Ricard's brother Ernest takes Siniša and I through the cellars. Cava is a sparkler made from a blend of local and French varieties.
To make a Cava, you need Xarel·lo, Macabeo, Parellada, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir.
Cava is made in the champagne method, which means the bubbles are created by a second fermentation in the bottle. A process called riddling separates the dead lees.
Move left and up.
The wine then ages on these lees to develop complexity. After that, the wine undergoes a process called disgorgement, where the lees are removed and the wine is stopped with a cork.
Okay, go.
Ready?
Let's see. Compensation.
The rest is Brunatur, it's not dosage.
At Rimarts, this is done by hand. Other wineries often have big, expensive machines.
So it's a standing machine, stainless steel. It will probably pay around 90,000 euros.
The next time you buy a bottle, think about all the manual labor involved with producing a fine sparkler.
For a big brand to do all this stuff manually by hand, that's a heck of a lot of work. Whew.
In the tasting room, we start with the rosé.
Solo Grenache y Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir, sí.
I like the nose.
Me too, actually. It's like
Love
super.
the nose.
I like the acid.
Brunatur.
Sí, sí.
In Spain,
Yeah.
it's 12 euros.
Be very happy with that at 12 euros.
Cava is something that you buy here in Catalonia for the weekend. Historically, they drank a lot of cava with desserts.
Next are a set of wines that spend 18, 24, and 40 months on the lees.
Now we're talking evolution. Now we're talking a little bit, you know.
More brioche, more yeastiness that comes with having 40 months in the lees. It's awesome wine. Really good wine. It's got acidity. Sometimes I'm lacking acidity in Cava. I mean, because I'm used to champagne.
Yeah.
A Gran Reserva, a blend of Xarel·lo and Chardonnay aged for 80 months on the lees.
This is a very complex flavor.
It's very complex wine. It all comes down to personal preference. This is a better wine. I think the 40 months is something I'd want to drink more often.
Hold on a second.
I take back what I said.
What are you taking back?
I like this one. I like this one the best.
You can like more wines. You don't have to like one only.
Great people and fine wines make for a fantastic experience.
Yay!
It's late and we're hungry. Siniša takes me to a local place that's part casino, part bar, and part restaurant.
We're in the small village of Villa Rodona. So Casal is a place where you would go with your family. No white cloths, nothing like that. It's just sort of to enjoy a good moment with your good friend.
Jamón ibérico. Medio.
Patatas bravas, a local specialty made from potatoes.
Queso manchego,
Jamón ibérico.
jamón ibérico.
Not to the barbecue.
In Spain, it's all about the jamón.
Yeah.
This jamón is really good. It's so nutty, it's so sweet.
Bring on the tripe and the seafood.
You happy?
I'm always happy, but you know what? With food, I'm even more happy. The big mistake here, we don't have any good wine.
So tripe is either the worst thing in the world or it's the best thing in the world. I'm gonna see here. That's pretty good tripe. That's pretty good tripe. Tripe has this flavor and this texture that nothing can ever replicate.
No.
Nothing. This is the good life.
This is the good life.
Picking up the meat, village life. In the village of Mas Lorenz, we stop at the local butcher.
Smells good in here.
And we're on the hunt.
What'd you order just now?
I asked him to show me what he has.
This is not the place for vegetarians.
You know?
Sí, gracias.
Just look at that hunk of meat. The butcher gets our cut and prepares something special for us.
We're getting a small treat from our friend Oscar here. Wow, that's so good. This is from Pata Negra, Blackfoot pig.
I'm excited. It's gonna melt in my mouth. I like pata negra.
Flavor.
And I'm not even a huge pork guy. It's so oily.
Lamb.
Oscar takes me to the back to show me the meat locker and what he's preparing for the day.
KS?
Croqueta.
Croqueta.
If you want to see how the meat came out, check out the previous video with Siniša. I'll link it in the description below. I don't eat a ton of meat these days. When I do, I want to eat really good stuff. In the village of Brafim, you'll find Padre Co. They do make wine, but their calling card is vermouth. Wine is an ancient beverage, but aromatized wine may even predate it. It's a blend of a number of components, including the infusion of botanicals.
So I'm not a huge vermouth guy, but you gotta expand your palate. You gotta try new things, have new experiences, and since my friend runs the tours here, let's check it out.
So what vermouth is, very simply, it's an aromatized, fortified wine. There are 5 pieces to the puzzle. During the visit, I'm going to explain all 5 in detail.
The 5 components are the wine, the botanicals, distilled grape spirits, a sweetener, and a coloring agent.
Vermouth, 15 alcoholic degrees to 22. Sugar, from 30 for extra dry or less, to 150 or more for an extra sweet, and everything in between. You have to have 75% minimum wine, and you have to have that infusion with minimum that one botanical.
Botanical components is what makes vermouth stand out the most for me. Padre Co uses only in-house products that they grow themselves.
We have here individual botanicals, one botanical per demi-shot. 50% alcohol, a big sock, or imagine a big tea bag, and in that each of that tea bags, the right botanicals in the right weight, percentages, and measures.
I've had several of their vermouths before, but let's see how they taste after I've become further educated on the process. Siniša runs us through everything from fresh and aged white vermouth to red vermouth.
Am I a converted vermouth lover? I don't know, but actually coming here, learning, seeing the process a little bit more opens your mind, makes you appreciate things a little bit more. That's what wine travel is all about. I do have to say I'm starting to really like the fresh, inexpensive, crispy vermouths. So maybe I'm going along the path.
So the Romans were the ones with Pliny the Elder that started some kind of planned agriculture here. We have 7 winemaking appellations here in Tarragona, and we're going to 2 of them today, Monstant and Priorat. The Romans didn't even go to Priorat because not even the Romans were so stupid to use their slaves to chop in that slate soil of Priorat.
Our first stop is the region of Monstant, which focuses on grape varieties like Grenache, Syrah, Carignan, and a lot more. Bel Cros, which is Swedish-owned, is a new project in the appellation. We meet with the winemaker Johan and Professor Miguel, who helps with the communication. Bel Cros doesn't have a tasting room yet. I guess we'll have to settle for this atmosphere.
Am I taking you to decent places? Are you happy?
We start with a fabulous white Monstant made from Grenache Blanc.
I love the smell on this. Grenache Blanc to me always has the schistiness, the slatiness. Also white peach, white apricot flavors. Not boring wine at all.
The winemakers today in Monstant are looking for excellence, but with the things that they have.
At the entry, super fruity. On the back end, you have the minerality and acidity coming.
Bring on the rosé, which is crispy.
I love Grenache Cinsault for
The name of this is
rosé.
Lamique.
I can smell we're getting a little more serious here.
For me, when I do a tasting,
This
at
is really
the
good
market,
nose. I knew it was Carignan. I could tell in the nose. Pure Carignan, little bit meaty, little animal.
The harvest is by hand. One people every day only cut 200, 300 kilograms of the grapes.
Stemmy, peppery. Oh, I love this wine. I'm gonna drink.
This is a young winery, but one with a bright future. Just up the road is the village of La Figuera.
What are we looking at?
Looking at Priorat.
The view down to Priorat is stunning. This is one of the most renowned regions in Spain, but it's still relatively unknown to wine drinkers at large. It's a rugged land that feels almost like it's lost in time. Cellars Scala Dei is located on the property of an old monastery, which was founded by Carthusian monks. It's one of the first producers to bottle Priorat wines. They also happen to be one of the first wines from the region that I ever tasted. This is a bit of an odd visit, because it's the first one where I wasn't even offered a tasting. However, I do think it's a cellar that you need to know about. Paul, the director of wine tourism, shows us around the cellar, but oddly, never offers me a tasting.
Everything gets, all the reds get stems, or just the top?
No, some of them. We're about 50-50.
Priorat was hardly known to the greater wine world until the late 1990s. Scala Dei was quietly producing wine before the region started drawing critical acclaim. And the first bottling came in the year...
The 74 was the very first. We age in 500 litre barrel. We age in 1200 litre fudre. We age in 4000 litre fudre. And depending on the wine we're making, really depends on where it's being aged and how long for. We focus on the historical varieties of grape, Grenache and Catalunya. We recovered the identity, certainly of Scala Dei, around about 2006-2007, which is when we reverted to focusing almost entirely on historical varieties of grapes.
Just down the road, we receive a friendlier reception. Clos Figueres was founded in 1997 by a British man who was a former wine merchant. It's a wonderful property with an on-site guest house and restaurant.
Clos Figueras, Christopher Cannan's place. Just behind Matthew is the vinification room, and then below us is the barrel room.
The vineyards of Clos Figueras, illustrated here on this map, where all the vineyards are explained.
Most producers in Priorat are small, but the barrel room of Clos Figueras still takes me by surprise.
This is it. This is all the wine.
Yeah. We're in Priorat. You still don't understand Priorat.
I guess that's it. Time to taste.
It's my first ever white Priorat. Viognier comes out a lot in this. Outstanding wine. Got the white flower, white apple, white peach. Got some tannin, some grip. That's a fabulous wine. Why do you like this place?
We were greeted in a nice way, even if we didn't have a booking here. They don't even know we're coming, and they still open up for us, even though they have a full restaurant. That's part of it. The other part, of course, the wines.
The owner, Chris, and his wife Charlotte join us.
This is our entry-level red, which has had less aging. It's had 7 months at oak.
Strawberry meat pepper. This is really good. I drink that every day. Good job. That's damn good.
Yeah. This one has more depth, more structure. It's more classic. It's more mineral.
For a big red, this is like impeccably balanced and really well done. Really well done. Strawberry meat, cherry, pepper.
Top one is from very old vines planted in 1933.
Just Grenache and Carignan. There's more producers like this. This is what I'd be happy drinking on a daily basis.
If you really know Priorat and you've tasted a lot of Priorat, you will taste the differences in Priorat.
Beginning with the early 2000s, that the good growers changed and started making wines. But we've always made at Clos Figueras wines which are accessible and easy to drink. We've never made massive structured wines.
I'm not a big fan of big, huge reds, but these could pull me into Priorat more and more.
It's both huge and elegant.
It's full, but it's elegant,
yeah,
and the alcohol doesn't stick out, which is really impressive.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. Catalunya is a fabulous place with undeniably great food and wine. Siniša has shown me a great time, and I hope to be back soon. If you're interested in a tour like this, check the description box and send an email.